Hello. Hey, y'all. I see a few of you are coming into the chat. I did not announce this, so I have to apologize to y'all. I'm just kind of being a little spontaneous today. Just tapping in to see how everybody is doing. I plan on doing a live reading and just, chatting it up with y'all a little bit, but I won't be doing any questions today, but I will be pulling cards and just chatting it up with y'all. So how's everybody doing? Hey to Madison, Rose, Spanky. Let me see. Naria, Mimi. Oh my gosh, y'all are moving fast. Marilyn, Shelly, Tina. What's going on, everybody? Miss Swansea, Saucy, Miss Saucy, Kamisha, Danica, Aisha, My Gypsy Reads. Hey, everybody. Riffer Wade. Hey, The Real Prophetic, Elohim. Oh my gosh, Monique. I think I saw Ola there. How y'all doing? It's good to see y'all in the chat. Y'all are live tonight. I didn't think y'all was gonna be popping in like this, but it's good to see everybody. I'm just tapping in with y'all. Decided to come on and do a live because I haven't done this in forever. It seems like it's been eons. So I'm loving the energy. Hey to Next Level, Melinda, Goddess, Joshua, Gloria, Crystal, Crazy Squirt. Oh Lord. Beverly, Crystal Clear, Lashana, Next Level. Hey y'all. I hope everybody is doing okay out there. I'm feeling pretty good. I said, let me come in and yeah, you caught me live, Lovely, Eugenia. Hey everybody. So I'm coming in just to, tap in, see how everybody is doing. I don't have anything specific that I wanted to talk about, but I did want to go over. I have a lot of people that ask me about doing rituals. So I did want to talk about that a little bit and then pull some cards just to see what y'all need to know, if there's any messages that y'all need to know. But like I said earlier, I won't be doing any messages as far as questions, like, specific questions. Oh, thank you, Chantel. Hey, Joshua, your readings on the divine feminine and masculine have been on point. Yeah, it's funny because I was actually thinking about doing a reading for the divine feminine pretty soon, not to leave out the divine masculine, but I really would like to have more men tap into their spiritual gifts and do readings for the divine masculine. I think that would be really good to get a male's perspective, to tap directly into the energy, because sometimes y'all think that we being a little biased, but hey, Locks and Wisdom. Yes, I wanted to talk to y'all. Many of you already know how to do the rituals, the burning and releasing. That's something that I talk about all the time. I've been doing it for a few years now, and it has been highly impactful in my personal life. Like, if there's anything, if I'm sitting over here and my mood is low and I'm overthinking, I put it on paper. I destroy and release all unhealthy thoughts in spirit and in flesh. And generally, I like to use this type of paper. I get it from like the dollar store. Y'all know these little index cards. These burn really well and they burn fast and it's not really smoky. So I use these and I put it on paper, clear it out, give thanks to the Most High, my spiritual team, for clearing out the energy, and just let them do the heavy lifting, and I just sit back and give myself a break. But also with the candles, y'all, I write on my candles with a permanent marker. So I tell y'all this all the time. Anything that you want to create, you write it on your candle. Now, this one I haven't burnt yet because it has a little hairline fracture in it. I'm not 100% certain about this one. But generally what I do is, depending on what I want to create at the time, I'll write it on the candle that's in alignment with that chakra. So let's just say it's something about my courage or my personal power, my strength. I know to put it on my candle. I am powerful. I am strong. I am confident. I am courageous and bold. You see what I'm saying? I confidently pursue my goals. You want to write those types of things on your candle, pray over it, give thanks to the Most High and your spiritual team. And again, you let them do the heavy lifting. I am truly grateful that I found you. My life has truly changed. Oh, thank you, Chantel. I recognize you. I've seen you quite a few times in the comments. I appreciate all of y'all that support my channel. Like it's been a lot of love. Like y'all give me a lot of love out there. So I really appreciate y'all. And I'm glad that what I'm doing is actually impacting other people. You know, I'm just a vessel. And that's why I'm always telling y'all, come forward with your messages, your wisdom, your testimonies. Like people need what you have because only you can do what you do, you know. So I appreciate y'all. It says, oh shoot. I can't keep up. It says, I came into union with my divine feminine soulmate in January. Okay, I know that's right, Joshua. That's good to hear because we need more unions coming together. And y'all remember a while back, I was talking about doing matchmaking in the spiritual community. And that's still something that's definitely on my heart. I would like to be able to do like Zoom calls, not Zoom calls, but you know how you can have a few people on the screen. I'm not technologically savvy on how to do those things. Not saying I can't learn, but I just haven't done it. But I really want to do that because I think that would be fun. And it would just be it would be a platform that we need as a spiritual community. See, I brought that up like a year ago and I have yet to move on it. So it's still something that's on my heart, y'all. So if you know anybody that's like tech, that's into tech and stuff like that, that can guide me in a way where it's comprehensible, because I'm telling y'all, I'm just not there when it comes to technology, then I would love to be able to get started on that. And you just have to deal with my children. Okay. Y'all know I got 6 children. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't move on it right away, was because I'm like, well, it's not going to be as, perfect and silent, but it is what it is. Life is life and over here. It's real life happening over here. So when y'all hear my messages and you hear my children in the background, I appreciate all of you that's like, oh, I love hearing your children. I appreciate that because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do what I do. Okay, being a mother of 6 children, it is what it is. So I do want to pull some cards for y'all though. Hopefully you got what I was saying about lighting of the candles and burning and releasing. What is this? I have trapped in fear coming out. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know what energy I'm picking up on with that. It could be trapped in fear. We'll clarify and see what's going on. The number 8 is on that card. So you might be seeing the number 8. I know I have been seeing 888 a lot lately. What do you think about Bobby Hemmett's teachings? You know what? I respect all of the teachers that came before me because they had something to add to the spiritual community. There are some things that he taught that had some meat. I haven't really sat down and really, really dived deep into his teachings, but there's some things that I just was like, man, no, I can't get with that. One time I watched his teachings and he said something about having sex with demons. Like you can literally call them in and tell them that you want to have sex with them, and I just wasn't feeling that. I'm like, why would I want to do that? It just, I didn't understand it. So maybe you have a better understanding of what he was talking about at that time. Now, let me just clarify. What is this card? Trapped in fear. Y'all need to get that declare and decree deck. I'm telling you, the declare and decree deck, I stand by it. My spiritual team really, they gave me that wisdom to bring that deck forward, and I use it faithfully. So trapped in fear says, it's clarified by expect a powerful change. Maybe somebody feels fearful of change. Somebody might be afraid of change, okay? And they feel trapped. Somebody wants a change in their life. They're expecting powerful change, but they feel trapped for some reason. Let's see, what is this all about? Y'all need, oh, okay. What is this all about, y'all? So I have security. Oh, it deals with your security. I told you, but that number 8 on that trapped in fear, I felt like it dealt with your security in some way. Some of y'all are ready to take the leap of faith to do something different, but you feel trapped in your current position. And you might be afraid to take the leap of faith to start something brand new or to move towards a creative idea. But you really want change to happen in your life right here. But maybe there's fear that you won't be financially secure enough to take that leap of faith, or whatever your creative idea is, it won't bring you enough abundance. Y'all are really in here tonight. I got 309 people in the chat. I love that. It's good to see all of you in here. Let me see. Is my chat? Oh, it is moving. I'm way up at the top, y'all. I didn't even realize that. I opened my very first store. Okay, congratulations. Family, everything real. Okay, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, y'all. I don't celebrate any holidays. I figure every day is Mother's Day. Shoot, I ain't stopped being a mother yet, but for those of you that do celebrate Happy Mother's Day, let me see. Fear of judgment from others. Oh, fear of judgment. Some of y'all are afraid of judgment by others. I also have emotional loss here. So you might feel like you might take some losses. And so there's an emotional attachment that you might have to a certain position, because it could be like a codependency. That's something that you want to put on paper and burn, because you could have a codependency on your job because you feel like that's the only direction that you could really generate income that's consistent. But at the same time, they get on your damn nerves. It's hard to manifest what you want when every day that you wake up, your energy is like, oh my God, I got to do this again. And then when you get off of work, you got to fight traffic. Then you got to come home and get prepared to do it all over again. So you never really catch a break mentally to be able to be in that high vibrational energy to really call in what you want. And so it's best to do the spiritual work first. Do the burning and releasing. I destroy and release all internal blockages that prevents me from fulfilling my purpose. I destroy and release all lack mentality, all fear of not having enough, all fear of the unknown, fear of starting all over. These are things that you want to put on paper and burn, because at least you know that you're putting forth the effort in the spiritual realm to prepare the pathway so that when the time comes and that door opens, you're ready to walk through it, because there's no internal blockages that's going to prevent you from doing it. That's the steps that you want to take. I would never tell somebody to jump and they haven't done any internal work. They haven't cleared fear. They haven't cleared lack mentality, scarcity mindset. It just wouldn't make any sense, because you would automatically self-sabotage, or you'll walk into that situation fearful. And if you're walking into it fearful, then you can't attract what you want. So alchemy is really all about matching the frequency of what you're wanting to call in. I've been hacked, not sure where to clear my ID. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. It's all types of stuff going on the internet. Oh, thank you. Michael said I look amazing. Y'all think I look amazing? Okay. I appreciate that. I just got a little hat on. I bought this yesterday. I think this might be my first baseball hat, y'all. You know, my locks are starting to grow out, so either it's the head wrap or it's the hat, because I got to cover my head when I do my work. So I appreciate y'all. Make sure, send me a little love. It's 333 people in the chat. If y'all don't mind hitting the like button, that helps to, get me out there into the algorithm, because YouTube tries to put me in a corner, They try to put me in a corner. But let's see what else is coming out, y'all. Oh, thank you. Let me see. So this says you are very close to achieving your goal. So some of you, you're already putting forth the effort out there. You're working towards your goals right now. So you're not too far off. I think maybe some of you feel stuck, because let's just say you already started your business. Just like the other young lady said, she started her business. You already started your business, but you feel like it's just not moving. And so you're starting to get a little nervous. Like, okay, do I need to go back to my 9 to 5? Do I need to get a part-time job? Or is there something that I need to be rerouting back to, because this is not moving like I want it to? You're almost there. You just have to clear out the fear and the lack mentality. Your spiritual team is really just saying, get rid of that residual energy that came with survival mode. Because most people stay in survival mode all of their lives. Get rid of that first, and then you'll see that the doors start to open, things start to move, and it's like, dang, where did all this start coming from? Where did these clients start coming from? It's because you shifted your vibration, because you realized, okay, you got some fear going on, but your spiritual team, they putting in the work for you. You just got to be patient. Sometimes things, it just takes a little bit of time. Sometimes, let me see what's blocking. Let me be very clear. What's blocking right now? This is for those of you who have started, as well as those of you who have an idea that you've yet to start. This says, leave the past behind. It's something about the past that you got to walk away from. We'll clarify that. And then I also have attuned to the divine. So you got to get your frequency in alignment with the Most High Mother and Father. That's the highest vibrational frequency you can stand on. But leaving the past behind, the past might have consisted of things that, again, it dealt with survival mode energy. And so the vibration just wasn't, wow, look at that. Bottom of the deck says patience. The message is very clear. Something is growing here. You've already planted the seed, whether it was with your thoughts. Some of you, the seed is in the spiritual realms, still, and you've yet to put forth the practical effort to manifest it. Some of you, you have planted the seed. You've gotten your C Corp or your sole proprietor or your LLC. You got the name of your business. You got the vision laid out. Some of y'all got the materials that you need, or you got the website up. Whatever it is you have going on, you have a seed that's been planted already, and you're being called to just nurture that thing with the right energy. And there's growth that's happening here with that number 14 up there that breaks down to the number 5. So change is happening. You just don't see it. It's almost like watching clothes dry. You don't see that they're actually drying, but something is taking place in that thing. So it's just it's a matter of cycles. That's all. It's just a matter of cycles. And sometimes you got to put in a couple of more quarters. Who is that? Crazy Squirt. Oh, God. I appreciate that. Let me see. Hey, my love, does the color of the candle matter when burning? Why you got that name, Crazy Squirt? What does that mean? You know what? I don't even want to know. The color of the candle, I would say, is very important because you're talking about energy. So that's why I always tell people I love using my candles, because you know how some people like to manifest by writing things down on paper. Some people like to manifest by writing things down on paper, but when you're manifesting, it's far more powerful when you write it on a candle, because now you have the element of fire, you have your written word, you have your thoughts, your intentions, and then the color also shifts the vibration. As a high priest or a high priestess, I always tell people, do what you feel called to do in that moment when it comes to manifesting and alchemizing, transmuting energy. A lot of times let's just say I'm working on my solar plexus. Your solar plexus is right here around the navel area, the gut area. I'll take my candle, cleanse it off, and I'll place it right here. Okay, putting my energy into the candle. I've already written my affirmations, what I want to create. I'm confident, I'm strong, I am powerful. And, I pray over my candle, give thanks to my spiritual team and the Most High for helping me to create, light that candle, and let them do the rest of the work. I let it burn all the way through until the wax is out. And once your candle burns through, throw it in the garbage. Because I think a lot of times people tend to complicate things. You're like, what do I do with the candle? Put it in the garbage, because the work is already done. Just like when you burn and release, what do you do with the ashes? I flush mine down the toilet. Sometimes I'll send it back out to Mother Earth and let her devour it. Okay. But other than that, you don't want to complicate your manifestations. So I have the third eye chakra. See, listen to your spiritual messages. You all have spiritual gifts out there. The chosen seed, y'all are very spiritually gifted. And so you're being called to use your intuition on this one. Be patient, because this thing is growing. I got another deck that I'm going to use here. I'm going to use a few decks. You feel like my readings always speak directly to you? All right. Thank you, Hair by Tyler. I appreciate that. I get that a lot. And I always tell people, when I come in, sometimes I'm thinking like, okay, the Most High has placed something within me, and it's targeting like a really small group of people. I'm like, this might not even resonate with most people that's on my channel. But shockingly enough, a lot of you all will be like, well, that's me. That's my situation. And so that just lets you know, I tell people we all one body. The chosen, we're all one body. But some of y'all are the head. Some of y'all are the brain. Some of you are the heart. Some of you are the gut. Some of you are the hands, the feet. We all have different roles to play in this thing. And that's why your gifts are very unique to you. But when we put it all together, it makes sense. We move in unison, but everything happens in different timelines, So look at that. That says material harvest. Things are going to grow. you're cultivating something. I told you, you go from being patient, planting that seed, to actually collecting the harvest. So this is going to take off for you. It's just a matter of timing. That's all it is. You got to dedicate the time to it. A lot of people get frustrated, let's just say after a year. Well, I'm not even gonna put it, I'm not gonna put no timeline on it. But after a certain period of time, you're like, okay, it's just not moving and I'm giving it my all. You got to keep on burning and releasing all of the evil eye, the spell work, the rituals that's being done towards you, because you'll be surprised at who's watching you from behind the scenes that's just mad off the strength that you have the nerve and the courage to take action towards something that you want to do. People will send you the evil eye just off that, because they didn't have the courage or the creative ideas to, move on things themselves. And so a lot of times that can be the reason for the blockages. But know that spell work can only work on people who's in a low vibrational frequency. And consider the first card that came out was fear, trapped in fear. So if you got the frequency of fear going on when it comes to your business, because you're fearing that you may not be secure enough to take action, or something is just not going to move for you, you got to clear that out so that those haters don't have a leg to stand on when it comes to tampering with your energy. This says love begins here. So this is like, it's the Ace of Cups. It's a emotional fulfillment. It's emotional fulfillment. It's really saying that if you pour your love into what you do, that energy is enough to nurture the seed and to make it grow that much faster. You see that water right there? We're working with earth and water, earth and water. So that's something that you may want to consider when it comes to your alchemy, earth and water. The weather is changing now. What I like to do, and I'll do it on camera. I did it, I think that was last summer. I went out to the lakefront and I like to write in the sand right next to the shore where the water washes up. And I'll put whatever I want to manifest or whatever I want to clear out. And I give thanks to the water. I actually connect with the water before I do it, so that when it washes up on the shore, it's going to wash away whatever I wrote and take it out, whether I want it to help me to create it or whether I want it to help me to cleanse it out of my energy. That's another way of using alchemy. Some of y'all might need to take salt baths or, whatever. Use your imagination. That's why I talk mess about people that do textbook magic. Textbook and Google. Please don't do Google magic, Lord. 444 in the chat. Some of y'all might be seeing 444. But that textbook and Google stuff, that's not us. Our ability to alchemize and transmute energy is in our DNA. Like, you just naturally know what to do. You don't need a book or a Google to tell you, because you'll get messed up. You'll get messed up fooling around with Google. Okay? You'll get messed up fooling around with Google, because they'll have you doing some stuff, eating a cow tongue, drinking a pig's pee. They'll have you doing some foolish stuff. And then you'll be wondering why things ain't moving. It says stand your ground. That's what I'm talking about. Stand your ground when it comes to that opposition and those people that want to work up against you because they see that you are moving towards something. You're actually cultivating something. Something is growing for you. Stand your ground. That's why I just did that message about being that spiritual warrior. Don't be afraid to get out there and go to, I ain't going to say go to battle, because really your spiritual team is doing most of the work for you in the spiritual realm, but don't be afraid to call judgment on folks. And you don't have to put no name. Water. Okay, baby. Well, I should take out the ice tray. Tell her to put it back in there. Y'all close the door. Okay, we'll leave it there. I'll get it. Okay, you don't, what was I saying, y'all? I tell you. You don't have to put nobody's name on it. You just say, I declare and decree the highest form of righteous judgment is now casted upon the heads of all of my enemies, known and unknown. Anybody that's trying to send spell work against my money, against my love life, against my health, against my children, against my progress, against my creativity. Okay, whatever the case may be, put it on paper and burn it. And that's why the declare and decree deck is so powerful, because it gets rid of all the guessing work. Okay, I'm having some more of these made, but the lady is moving kind of slow when it comes to getting these made for me. But these are flying out like hotcakes. But you want to get these decks because it leaves out the guesswork, and then you know, okay, this is the blockage in the spiritual realm, so let me clear that. But even just listening to your own intuition, you intuitively kind of know what type of energy people are sending towards you. So you don't sit on your hands. This says passion ignited. So that's the Ace of Wands. A lot of you are going to have some really creative ideas coming through, but you might have to do some shadow work, because this card is peeking out. Shadow. You might have to do some shadow work so that it'll help you to be prepared to move on from those low vibrational energies. Because you see behind him, the leaves are lifeless. There's no life in those leaves. But ahead of this person, there is life. And there's, you know, high vibrational energy. So it's something about moving on. Shadow work needs to be done so that you can move on from something, people, places, things, or thoughts, whatever that is, and move towards this new passionate creative idea. Because some of you are like, man, I want to work for myself, but I don't know what I'm here to do. I don't know what my purpose is. I don't even know what gifts I have. All of that stuff is going to awaken within you once you do the spiritual work to clear out any internal blockages that you might have. I mean, let me see. I'm going to tap in when it comes to the shadow card and see what is that all about. Chhavi, this is so on time. I've been feeling off and unbalanced lately. I feel such negative energy as soon as I step outside of my apartment door. Yeah, especially, you know, as an empath, you're going to feel a lot of stuff. And so you got to stay balanced. As soon as you step outside of your front door, the beautiful thing is now you're stepping out into the sunlight. You're stepping out into the four elements. You have access to all four: earth, wind, water, and fire. Go get connected with earth as soon as you step out. As you walk into your car to go to work, touch a tree and give thanks to that tree for transmuting any negative energy. You know, let the wind blow on you. And when the wind is blowing, give thanks to the wind that is cleansing you. It's like a spiritual bath. That's how I communicate with the wind. When the wind blows on me, it's like taking a wind bath. And I give thanks to the wind for clearing out any and all energy that does not serve my highest good. I take deep breaths. I always take advantage of deep breathing when I'm outside. And I say, as I inhale, I'm saying this in my head. As I inhale infinite wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and healing. As I exhale, I clear out all energy that does not serve my highest good. Take advantage of sun gazing a couple of minutes when you in the car headed to work. Like, you got to do things to get your energy right. The more that you focus on alchemizing and transmuting your energy, you'll find that you start to expand so much when it comes to your frequency that things just start happening and shifting. All of a sudden your boss called you in if you don't want to be there, and they're like, well, XYZ said you got to move over to the other department. Somehow it's just leading you towards your pathway. You see what I'm saying? Or if you want to be there and you want to get promoted, you expand out of your department because your vibrations are so high that you just can't stay there. The frequency is not matching. So you'll notice that things begin to shift if you really see. Some of y'all are undecided. That says undecided. I think I was clarifying the shadow card. This is clarifying the shadow card, that you're undecided. So the shadow work that needs to be done deals with gaining clarity about what you want to do. It says, in this lifetime, you were given the opportunity to fully explore your options to prepare you for the next. As a result, you may experience many new adventures. So a lot of y'all, oh, thank you, J Jax. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chats. I hope I've been keeping up. I hope I've been keeping up with y'all out there. I pray that whoever sends me a super chat receives 1,000-fold in return in whatever measure the Most High sees fit. I appreciate that. Now, Crazy Squirt, I appreciate. I'm gonna just call you Crazy. I can't do Crazy Squirt, but I appreciate that too, because you did send another super chat. I appreciate that. Now, yeah, undecided. It's something about being undecided. But you are also fortunate. It says you have a pioneering spirit that can manifest abundance easily. All that you touch turns to gold. Luck seems to be on your side. So I'm telling you, many of you, I don't think you've tapped into this just yet. Some of you have. But as a chosen seed, yes, you are naturally fortunate, especially when you know who you are. You, whatever it is that you pursue, it's easy for you to grab hold of that thing. Um, but some of you are still undecided, so there's some shadow work that needs to be done to clear out all confusion about who you are and what you came here to do. You might even put that on paper. I destroy and release all confusion about who I am and what I came here to do in spirit and in flesh, and burn it. You know, it's just that simple. That way you can clear that smoke screen out, and you'll be able to see your way through. A lot of you are very magnetic in your energy. You have a natural ability to make others come after you, possessing a powerful aura that makes it difficult to stay away. So y'all draw people in. You people are very magnetized to your energy for some reason. I'm not gonna say for some reason. You're a chosen seed out there. So people are just naturally drawn to you. And that's why when you walk into a room, everybody is, I don't care what room you walk in, everybody is like this. You can be dressed down, covered up, head down, got on your big black shades, trying to be as incognito as possible. You walk into a room, people are going to take note of you because it's your energy. You possess that power of the Most High Mother and Father. And as a child of the Most High Mother and Father, who wouldn't take note of a child of the Most High Mother and Father? Like, you can't miss that energy. So people are drawn to you naturally. So whatever you end up doing, you're going to attract clientele for sure. You're going to attract. Um, Let me see. So I have here storyteller. You have the ability to express life through stories and enhance your magic with symbols. Spirit may also communicate with you through synchronicity. So, of course, many of you out there, you're seeing a lot of synchronicities. We've already seen, what was that? I think it was 222 and 444 so far in the message today. But you're able to bring stories forward. A lot of you have really powerful testimonies. Like, you probably can come forward with like 50 books based on what you've already gone through. And you know how to bring it to the world in a way where it's uplifting to others. Some of you are being called to write books or to be, blog or to do something when it comes to communication. Thank you to Straight Kai, or Starlight Kai. Like Kindred said, they not like us. I'm grateful for your channel and messages. Being amongst you and the other chosen seed reminds me that I'm not crazy or alone. I appreciate that. It is very true. We do need each other on these types of platforms. And I'm telling you, it's very therapeutic for me to just be a vessel, because I can't hold all of this stuff in over here. The Most High be sending them messages in, and I'm like, look, I can't talk to 99.9% of the people that's walking the face of the earth. So I got to bring it to those who are ready to hear the message, because a lot of y'all get the same messages that I receive. And that's why you resonate with me so much, because you're getting those same downloads, or very similar downloads. So it is really good to create your own platform, even if it's just for the sake of being able to express your spiritual journey. It's going to be helpful to somebody out there. So I strongly suggest that y'all do it if you're feeling led to do it yourself. So this says air. You have a strong connection to the air element. Didn't we just get done talking about having a connection with the wind? This says, oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, I don't know who that is. It doesn't have very happy Mondays. Is that your name? I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. This says you have a strong connection to the air element, linked with the mind, the intellect, and communication and divination. Be sure to spend time outdoors to recharge yourself. We was literally just talking about that. Okay, connecting with the wind, letting the wind cleanse your energy, internally, externally, inhaling. I always say the wind is wisdom. That's like, to me, it's like the breath of the Most High. And it's like, you have to breathe that in. You gotta, appreciate that energy when it's, when that wind is blowing on you. So sometimes we take some of the what seem to be the smallest things for granted. And you just have no idea how you can literally alchemize and transmute and do all types of things just through the simplest of things. It's very simplistic. If somebody tells you that doing alchemy or doing your rituals and manifestations is a complicated thing, you got to go kill a goat. You got to go and use the fork, baby.
Okay.
You got to eat a cat. Well, no, that didn't sound right. You got to eat a dog. You got to do, get a crow and pluck the feathers. All of that stuff is ridiculous. You don't have to do that. You see what I'm saying? All of that is ridiculous. Just do what you feel guided to do. And you will be able to shift and alchemize and transmute anything. It's not a complicated thing. People tend to complicate things, you know. But let me see. I'm going to pull some more cards for y'all to see what's coming out. This says femininity. You're a mix of girlish charm and mature sensuality. You can draw them in without them even knowing, a subtle luring effect. So many of you are very balanced with your feminine energy, divine feminines out there for sure. Of course, the masculines, it sounds like y'all are also balanced when it comes to your feminine energy, and that's why you're in your creativity. That's why you're able to nurture and to heal, because you're balanced with that energy. Now, you have the Starseed card at the bottom of the deck here. It says you are a traveling soul from another planet who incarnated on Earth to inspire and heal human beings and to participate in the planet's evolution. Thank you for that super chat to Raise Transformation, sending you much love and light. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sending you much love and light as well. So yeah, you are a star seed. I always say chosen seed. Some of you consider yourselves to be star seeds, but you're here. It says you incarnated from another planet, and you came here to Earth to inspire and to heal others. That's what you're here for, to participate in the planet's evolution. So if you feel called to do spiritual work specifically, it's because literally that's what you was crafted and created to do. So that calling is not, just you thinking like, oh, am I? Because some people I hear, when I do readings, personal readings, and if you want a personal reading, feel free to email me at snita52415@gmail.com. I get a lot of people saying like, well, I don't want to feel like I'm just jumping on a bandwagon because other people are doing it. You're not jumping on nothing, because consider a lot of people that's doing it ain't got no business doing it. What's happening is we waiting on you to come out to step forward so that they can get out the way. Because some people are sitting in seats that they don't belong in. And that's why the spiritual community sometimes seems a little toxic and a little bit corrupt, because people are taking seats that they don't belong in because you've yet to get on your throne, to take your seat back, because you still have to come into remembrance of why you're here. So if you feel guided to do spiritual work, that's not just by happenstance. That's because it's in your DNA, Oh, thank you, Oya. I appreciate that. That's the longest bandwagon in history. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, because that whole thing about, oh, this is new age. This is new. Ain't nothing new about this. And I don't know where that came from, but maybe they're saying because we are in a new age, being in the age of Aquarius, people are coming into remembrance of what we used to do since the beginning of time. You see what I'm saying? Before we got corrupted and hoodwinked into believing in some foolishness that took you all the way down and around, a circle and back again, and you came back with absolutely nothing. You had to literally cleanse and undo all of that. It's not new. We're just coming into remembrance of what it's supposed to be. Thank you. I appreciate that, Regina. Let me see. Stacy says, please tell me when you got the spiritual calling, just because you speak so knowledgeable. Oh, gosh, it's a long story, y'all. But I think my very first time being exposed to anything spiritual was through, gosh, I forgot the guy's name. We Are Awakened. You are creators. You are creators. Some of you might have heard of him before. But I happened to tap on it, and he was saying something about the mind creates things. And If you plant a seed in your mind, it'll grow and it'll, expand into something. I'm like, what the heck? My thoughts, I never even thought to think about what I was thinking about. I just think, and it's always toxic, but I never even thought like, okay, I need to make adjustments to how I think. So that was a seed that was planted through that message alone. And then I went to Barnes and Nobles, and I went over to it was like a section for metaphysical type of things, and I picked up this book on string theory. And I didn't know what the heck, but I picked it up. I did not read the book. I did not buy the book. But there was some downloads that happened just by touching that book. And I started to get more curious. I started looking into things. Crystal videos started popping up. And I'm like, crystals? What is a crystal? How the heck do we not know what crystals are, though? When we know what diamonds are, we know what rubies are, we know what emeralds are, but we don't know what crystals are. So I started purchasing crystals, and then, it just kind of took off from there. But what really took me down my path was my oldest daughter became ill, and she was diagnosed with brain cancer at that time. And it was heavy. It was very heavy, but the Most High had already awakened me even slightly. I had already wiped the crust out of my eyes to know that my thoughts created things. And so, because the Most High had exposed me to that, I knew that with her getting that diagnosis, my thoughts better be on point. I better be thinking like, she's going to live, she's going to be healed, she's going to survive this. I don't give a damn what these damn doctors and nurses is trying to tell me, because they used to come to me and bring me books talking about I need to sit down and read to her a book where a child is saying they got cancer. And hell no, I'm not going to read her that. No, we're going to sun gaze right here next to this window. How about that? No, I'm going to be making y'all give her alkaline water. No, I'm going to be requesting, now that she has that NG tube in her nose, now I'm going to be pumping her up with spirulina, chlorella, ginger, turmeric. Okay, I'm talking about all types of stuff. The Most High said it's time for you to tap in. It's time for you to get back to that natural healer. I was playing frequencies to my daughter in the hospital room nightly, and the nurses would walk in like, what is that loud noise? It was like a real loud, because it didn't come with the music, y'all. I was playing straight 528 hertz. Ain't no music with this one. And I would blast it every night. Crystals laid all around her bed, keeping the shades open, affirmation after affirmation. Like, I was not playing no games. And the Most High showed me. And man, we made it through. My baby is healthy and strong, y'all. Trust and believe, she's healthy and strong. She's on no medications. And this is years later. So that was a part of my journey. It's a whole lot more to it, but I don't know if y'all want to hear all that right now. But I have spoken about it a few times in the past, giving you a little taste here and there. But it's been a wild one. It's been a wild one. But at that time, I was working as a registered nurse, and it showed me how little we knew as nurses. It really made me not have as much respect for the profession once the Most High started showing me like the medicine is not where it's at. It's the natural remedies. But they wouldn't let me give my daughter all natural remedies, like to take her to a natural practitioner. They actually threatened to take all of my children from me, because at the time, me and the man that I was married to, which is their father, we wanted to do all natural and just take her there. But they threatened to take our children. And so we ended up being forced to do the chemo. But you best believe while she was getting the chemo, I was giving her so many natural herbs through that NG tube. She didn't have to taste any of it. And that was the blessing in it all. She didn't have to taste it, because, children, and when you're talking about herbal remedies and stuff, they don't want that, especially taking chemo. She can be vomiting and stuff. But no, I was able to put it straight through the NG tube, and that was the lifesaver. And so she was recovering from that chemo like super fast. And the doctors was like, how is she recovering? They was shocked, but the Most High has a way. Thank you, Melanin Child. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Now this says Moon Goddess. It says you're in sync with moon cycles, promoting balance and feminine energy on Earth, helping others to begin their healing with the shadow aspect of themselves. See, a lot of y'all, you're here to help people to do shadow work. You know how to help people to heal what's going on with them on a personal level, because many of you have already been there, done that. You see what I'm saying? So You know how to recognize it when you see it. People, a lot of times people don't have to say anything to you, and you automatically just know what they've gone through based on their energy, based on how they walk, based on what they say, based on, how they project their energy. You're able to tap in. Yes, the Most High always delivers. Yes, it's a journey, y'all. We go through some journeys. I'm trying to tell you, but when you look back, I wouldn't change it. You see what I'm saying? It was heavy. And the heaviest part about it is that in the 3D, I did it alone. You see what I'm saying? In the 3D, I did it alone. But spiritually, my spiritual team, man, when I tell you they had our back, front, side, and center, I felt their energy. It was like they was hugging me all the time. And when I would break down, I never felt like I was breaking down without someone. It was always a comforting feeling that they gave me. The synchronicities was coming through like crazy. And I just kept getting the confirmation that everything was going to be okay. And that's why I was able to keep going. See, this card says fearless. You are bold about your joys in life, making you more vivid and alive to those around you, teaching them to take more risk in life. See, y'all are fearless out there. And it's because you've gone through so much. You've built up this ability to overcome anything. Bring that to me, baby. You've built up this ability to overcome anything. And so you're fearless out there. Close that door, baby. Let me see. And you have to be, because fear is a low vibrational energy. If you operating in fear, man, you wouldn't be able to get through half of the things that you've gone through as a chosen seed. You can't operate from the energy of fear. This says, look at that. If you need to break the rules, do it with conviction to make a difference. Hello. If you need to break the rules, do it with conviction to make a difference. And we're in a time now where, yes, breaking of the societal rules is a very necessary thing. Those rules that they gave you that said, based on that particular scripture, you ain't supposed to be doing X, Y, Z. That stuff over there is wickedness. I'll be damned if it is. Who's going to tell me this when the Most High has already directed me and guided me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing? And because I'm following instructions and not doubting what I'm hearing, the Most High has proven to me time and time again that I'm on the right path. Can't nobody come through with their fear tactics and tell me anything different. And so, yes, you are fearless. And because you're fearless, you will break the rules with conviction because you know it's going to make a difference, not just in your life, but in the lives of your offspring and others who are watching you. So that fearlessness is very necessary for the chosen. It's a necessary energy. So, I appreciate the super chat, crazy. I appreciate that. Now, you asked me about my child's father. That's, it's a little personal, but he, they have their father. But I appreciate your concern, okay? So it says, let them tell her we're doing witchcraft. Yeah, I mean, of course. They're going to say that naturally, anything that steps outside of their rules. But when you was in church, you was doing witchcraft up in there. You was eating folks, every first Sunday, you drinking a little blood and eating you a piece of somebody's leg or stomach, whatever it's supposed to represent. It's supposed to represent the body. So I guess you get to imagine which body part you eating when you take that wafer down. This Sunday is going to be the toe. Next Sunday is going to be the pinky finger. Tomorrow's going to be the bottom lip. I don't know. But if you can't tell me that that's not a sacrifice or that's a ritual. You can't tell me that it's not. Okay? Mimicking drinking blood. I have yet to do anything like that over here when it comes to my rituals. Never have I mimicked drinking any type of blood, nor am I interested in doing that. Because that's going into a whole nother realm that I'm not interested in. So if you really want to talk about witchcraft, I did that for years in the church. Okay? Been there, done that. But people, they're so blinded. They don't want to see the truth. And when you put the truth in their face, they call you everything but a child of God. Look at this. It says, don't compare your life to others. Your journey is your own. Hello. Your journey is your own. So people can say what they want to say, but they can't access this portal. This is only for you. This portal is open to you and you alone because you are on the right frequency to pass through that thing. It's too many people that will be afraid to pass through this because of what they was taught, indoctrination. People just don't want to let it go. The church steals the power of the black woman to give it to whatever deity they worship. Absolutely. Your spiritual gifts are being drained from you every time you go sit up in that church. And I tell people, you sitting up there convulsing and foaming at the mouth, there's a reason for that. I personally have never experienced that before. In that energy of passing out, I have never done that before. But I have gone to churches where almost everybody in there, as soon as the pastor, you walk up to the pastor, they pluck you. Ploop. Just a little tiny pluck. And that person they passing out. Get in line, here come the next one. They pluck that one, they passing out. I'm like, what? I don't understand how come the pluck never really, it didn't take me out. How come I wasn't able to pass out through the little pluck? I went to a church, the pastor, this was a female pastor. She was blowing on people. And they was passing out from her blowing on them. Now I'm like, if this ain't a doggone a circus event, I don't know what is. Okay? But let me know out there, have any of you, because I really would like to know that about the chosen seed. A lot of people that I talk to personally are like, I don't know. I wasn't able to really get into the same energy, or I never really felt that energy. It was something about it where I just never fit into that. And that's if you went to that type of church. You see what I'm saying? But I thank you for the super chat, Darlene Ryan. I appreciate that. You neither. See, Nubian says she's never done it. All right, have any of you experienced passing out every Sunday? I mean, every Sunday. You might as well make sure you go in and make sure you fully padded up. Because the churches I used to go to, it's almost like you automatically knew who was going to pass out. And who was getting ready to go into convulsions. See, no, never. Years ago, I visited a church. Okay. You experienced that before? I am her. Spiritual Awakening said no. Mika said no. I've seen it and didn't understand it. See, Troyza said, I've seen it and didn't understand it. They be forcing them people. And it's almost like if you don't do it, then you're not a part of the club or the crew that's supposed to possess the gifts, right? So a lot of people end up just kind of forcing themselves to pass out or to, go into convulsions and things like that. Because they don't want to be seen as that person in the church that doesn't have that connection. You see what I'm saying? So it's really like a cliquish type of thing, if you ask me. I see a lot of people in here saying that they never experienced it. The first time, Megan said the first time she got hands laid on her, she got sick. See, no, never, never, never. See, that's how you know you a chosen seed. I'm not saying that if you did go through that you but it's questionable. And it takes nothing away from your connection to the Most High, because I know y'all love the Most High out there. I know you do, because I know I do. I always have. But it never put me in that place of, I don't know. Let's keep going, y'all. Let's keep going. But I got some stories to tell about the church. But the last church that I went to, it kind of threw me off because they were singing Marvin Gaye in the church. They handed out the pamphlets, the hymnal pamphlets, when you walk in, and we had to sing Marvin Gaye because it was Black History Month. And I was just done. I said, you know what? I'm too through. We probably about to do R. Kelly next. I was over it. I was done with it. With greater awareness, you will find the answers you're looking for. See, so some of y'all are still searching for answers, trying to figure out, some of y'all, you might still be on a crossroads here. Is this the direction that I'm supposed to go in? Am I supposed to take this path versus that path? And it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence that this particular card would come out as I'm speaking about the church environment. But it says with greater awareness, you will find the answers that you are looking for. So for those of you who are still on a crossroads trying to figure it all out, give yourself permission to explore. Stop letting these people tell you that it's a sin to ask questions. Okay? It's not a sin to ask questions. The Most High wants you to explore so that you can have a greater understanding and not be, trapped in fear, boxed in to one particular way of doing things. No, you're supposed to ask questions. I forgot what happened with that card. I guess I put it away. Oh, thank you, Spiritual Awakening. I appreciate that. Let's see. So when I left the church, money returned to my life. Ain't that something? Because, and it's supposed to be the opposite, right? If you're supposed to be sowing a seed into the place where the Most High is supposed to be dwelling. But technically, that's the lie, because the Most High dwells within you, especially when you have a clean temple, your vessel. But you're supposed to be sowing into this particular place. But yet you stay broke all of your life. All of your life. That's crazy. And then you go to church and you tell the pastor, look, I've been giving to y'all for the past 15 years, faithfully every Sunday, Wednesday, for all 3 tithes that y'all do during each service. Because they're going to pass the basket 2 or 3 times. And don't let it be a visitor at the church, because they really going to pass that basket around, maybe an extra 2 or 3. Okay? All right? Don't let it be the pastor's birthday or the anniversary for the pastor and his wife. Now you got to buy him a Rolex and a couple of Cadillacs. So we got to chip in now. We got to show pastor some love now. But either way, you do that, and then you go to your pastor after 15 years of giving, and you say, look, my rent is due. I'm falling behind. Things really just aren't going well. Your pastor will not even hear you. A lot of times you can't even get close enough to your pastor to ask that question directly. So that's a problem, especially because the church is raking in millions of dollars a year. You got 50 million churches on one block, especially in a melanated community. And you mean to tell me that you can't go to your pastor that you've been feeding for 15 years to get assistance? That's bad. And that tells you a lot, that you was sowing in the wrong soil. You was planting your seeds in the wrong soil. You was planting your seeds and they was being choked up by them thorns. Right there in the church. But the moment you pull back and you say, you know what, I'm going to plant my seeds towards whoever the Most High guides me to plant my seeds toward. It can be a total stranger. It can be just like y'all sowing seeds to me right now. It can be anybody. If the Most High puts it on your heart to plant that seed, you plant that seed. You don't have to plant seeds financially. You can plant it through a kind word. I plant seeds and people don't even know I'm planting seeds. Just I can be at the gas station and the Most High will put it on my heart. Pray over that person that the generational curses is broken off of them, their ancestors, and their lineage. And I will do it without question. You plant seeds in many different ways, but the church will have you thinking that that's the only way that you can sow. And you'll find that you sowing and sowing and sowing and you reap no reward, none. So it says, if all you're doing is waiting for the really big moments, you won't value and appreciate the small ones. So you want to value the small things that come into your life so that when the bigger things come, you'll have a much greater appreciation for them. So just know that you do have things that's being given to you at this time. I mean, just off the strength that you're waking up every day, you want to give thanks. When I wake up in the morning, I take a deep breath and I give thanks for the breath of life. And then I go into prayer where I'm giving thanks for a productive day. I give thanks for being used as a vessel today. I give thanks for healthy children, a sound mind, just give thanks. And so a lot of people take those things for granted until I won't speak that on y'all, but until a person can't breathe on their own. Now you appreciate breath. You see what I'm saying? Walking. A person can't walk on their own. Now they appreciate the years that they was able to walk. Like, you got to give thanks for all of the things that seem small until you see somebody in a position that can't actually use those faculties on their own, Hey, Lori. Let's see. Yes, my mother put her seed in church but wasn't a member, but we couldn't bring or pass her there. Wow, this was a disrespectful for me. Okay. I have heard, I'm not sure if that's what you're saying as far as like, I, I've heard of people where their family members passed away and the church would not help to fund the funeral and things like that, even though the person sowed seeds to that church all of their life, but they might not have actually became an official member. I've heard things like that before. It's crazy. It says, despite the frustration, you're on your way to making all of your dreams come true. So it might be frustrating. It might seem frustrating because it seems like it's taking a long time. Thank you, Lori, for the super chat. It might seem like things are taking a long time, but you're definitely well on your way to making all of your dreams come true. You gotta keep going. Um, a lot of people ask me about my channel personally, and I do want to speak about that because when I was working as a nurse, I had already gone through the whole health situation with my daughter, and then I went back to working as a nurse for at least another year after that took place. And that job that I got, when I tell you I was so disconnected, the only thing I wanted to do was do readings for my patients. Like I would go to work and I would take my cards with me. And it got to the point where my patients knew you you want some medicine or you want to get a reading. Which one you want? Because I don't really want to give you this crap. Okay. So I would be in there. I have the patients, they be coming up with their little walker. Some of them would have their wheelchairs. They be sitting right there at the nurse's station. And I'd be taking turns doing readings for the patients. Okay. It was times where I would be in there and I'm like, okay, I would get on the microphone, you know, whatever, the intercom, and I would say, yeah, meet me in the dining room. We're going to have a sermon. It wasn't like a church sermon, but I'd be like, we're going to have a sermon in the dining room. So we would go meet up in the dining room and I would tell them about the, you know, revelations that I was receiving, the spiritual messages. Yeah, the Most High was preparing me for something. And a lot of the other people that worked there thought I was damn crazy, but they was coming to get them readings though. They was damn sure coming to get them readings. And, you know, when things begin to go haywire in my marriage, I am divorced. Yes, I am. When things went haywire in my marriage, the Most High picked me up and pushed me into another state to go stay with family. That was a whole nother story in and of itself. But me and my children, we packed up everything and drove way over to the East Coast, from Illinois to the East Coast, and went to go stay with so-called family. That didn't work out because COVID literally happened 1 month after I got there. Bam, COVID happened. My whole plans completely shifted. I went out there with the intentions of transferring my nurse's license. All right, I'm gonna get me a new job. I'm gonna get back on my feet, stack up some money, and then eventually come back to Illinois. But it didn't happen that way because when I got there, I didn't have no ID on me. How the hell did that happen? I don't know, but my ID ended up missing. I had no state ID, no driver's license. And so I couldn't even request to have my nurse's license transferred. And I also couldn't do it because all of the buildings closed down because COVID was going on. So they had nothing open. So this went on for an entire year, over a year, where I was requesting my information and I couldn't get access to it. The Most High said, you're not going back. And you know why the Most High did it that way? Because in DC, where I was getting ready to have my nurse's license transferred, they made it mandatory that you had to take the vaccine. It was mandatory. There was no exemptions. It was mandatory in DC. So the Most High already knew, me being a mother, I had 5 out of my 6 children out there with me. My oldest son stayed here with his father. My other 5 is by my ex-husband, whatever. So I took them with me. And the Most High knew if it was up to me, and it's either I make money to feed my children or I take the vaccination to feed my children, or I just say no, I was going to end up taking that vaccine. Because it would have been all about, I got to take care of my babies. Who am I to say no when, what else am I supposed to do to keep them fed and to put a roof over their head? We was living in a hotel because my family, about a couple of months after we got there, they said, oh, y'all got to go. The landlord said there's too many people in the apartment. And this was in the middle of COVID, y'all. I hope they watch it. Shout out to y'all because y'all some damn liars. You're full of shit. Okay? So anyways, they said we had to leave because there was too many people in the apartment and the landlord said we had to get out. So we ended up in a very janky hotel initially for a few months, and the Most High was sustaining me. My oldest brother was doing the best that he could to help me out. But when he couldn't do anything else to help me out, the Most High opened up those checks. You know, the government started giving out those checks for families during COVID. And so that helped me to maintain. And we ended up going to an extended stay. And we stayed at that extended stay. It was almost 2 years we was there, y'all. Almost 2 years. And I remember one time I was like, how am I going to pay next month? You know, because bills was due, at least the amount to pay. I think I was paying like $1,300 a month there. And the Most High ended up, I signed up for some food stamps and some cash, y'all. And I couldn't get the damn thing to accept my information. It kept booting me out. Every time I tried to sign up for the cash, it kept bumping me off of the website. So I gave up on it. I couldn't even finish the application. I looked up it had to be about 3 or 4 months later. I called my card. I had over $10,000 in food stamps on there and over $7,000 in cash overnight. And I was like, is this right? It ain't no way. How is this possible? Because they did not receive the application because I never pressed submit because they wouldn't take my information. But the Most High said, I got something for you. You sitting over here, and I kept my vibrations very high the whole time, y'all. I would go out with my children to the forest preserve. We did everything free. We stayed outside all the time in nature, getting grounded. And I was doing my readings from right there in the room. If you go back to my original readings, especially on my other channel, Chhavi, Zaine, the spiritual counselor, that's my old channel. I haven't posted on there in a long time. But those initial readings on that channel was from right there in that room. And the Most High said, I'm getting ready to show you who you are and what I have placed you here to do. You will not go back to work as a registered nurse. That is not what I have stored up for you. You are a healer, but you're not that type of healer because there's no healing coming from that direction. And so I knew the Most High was doing something. And so I just kept praying and giving thanks. And when I tell you, I shed a lot of tears, but most of my tears that I shed was happy tears because I was always just grateful that we was being sustained in ways that I couldn't even explain to folks. And this is why I'm always trying to motivate y'all. Keep going. I don't care what the hell your situation is. If the Most High tells you to do something, do it from where you are, because that will help you to pass the test for that next door to open. Fast forward to where I am now. We got our own place. Thank the Most High for that. And I ain't trying to put my personal business out there by no means. But when I was working as a nurse, let's just say I was underpaid. And a lot of people would say, well, a registered nurse get paid pretty well. You a damn lie. The Most High said, I'm going to upgrade you. I'm going to elevate you in ways that you can never imagine. And so I know the Most High still ain't finished with me, but I'm grateful for all of the moments and all of the trials and tribulations, because when I come forward with my testimony, can't nobody come to me and say, but Chhavi, I don't know if I could do this. Where am I going to get the money from? I got kids over here, or I've been in this situation. You got to keep going. You got to keep your vibrations high. You got to listen to your frequencies, do your burning and releasing, talk to your spiritual team, get out there, get connected to nature, because the more you connect with nature, the more you attract abundance, because abundance comes from nature. So when Mother Earth understands that you have that, you're really rooted, you're rooted in who you are, and you get back to your origin, that's when things just start coming to you. So, you know, some of you have already heard my story, but sometimes you got to remind folks, because a lot of times people think that it was handed to you, you know, and people will say, well, you used to be a nurse. So, I mean, I understand that you was able to get through that because you probably had money saved up. You a damn lie. I was getting cars repossessed when I was a damn nurse because I was in the hospital with my daughter. So I couldn't really work. I got my truck repossessed. I left with nothing. Okay? I probably had about $1,200 to my name when I left Illinois to go to the DMV. So I started from zero. Please know this. Please know this. This says you will break free from all that no longer serves you. You're going to break free from all that no longer serves you because your energy is too high. So if you had any cord attachments to low vibrational people, thoughts, or anything of that nature, you're cutting those cords, and it's going to elevate you. This says you are currently under construction. Please be patient. That's what I just told you. You're currently under construction. You got to be patient with the process. Because I can't tell you how many times, I'm not going to say that the whole time I sat over there 100%, assured, but most of the time I knew. Thank you for the super chat, the empath Exodus. Most of the time I knew that everything was going to be all right, because it couldn't be by chance that I was going through all of that crap in such a short period of time. That wasn't by chance, but I was praying for my purpose. When I first came into my awakening, the first thing that I asked the Most High for, was wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And the Most High took me through some stuff to get access to that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But I wouldn't be able to gain it through fear. Remember that message, if some of you watched the message that I recently put up, that scripture in Proverbs, it claims that the beginning of wisdom, fear is the beginning of wisdom. That's a lie. And I can tell you that from my own personal experience. I didn't gain wisdom through the energy of fear. I gained wisdom through the energy of faith and respecting and honoring the Most High, and knowing that the Most High Mother and Father's plan is always perfect. But if I would have been in the energy of fear, do you know what type of stuff I would have been doing in order to take care of my children? You'd be surprised at what a mother will do when it comes down to having to put food on the table. But the Most High said, no, you will not have to put yourself in that position. No one will come along and misuse or abuse you. Never did I have to do anything outside of my character that I have to look back and regret today. And I give thanks to the Most High for that, because the Most High proved to me, I got you. I got you. And I had more than enough. I had people knocking on my hotel door like, we're getting ready to leave the hotel, because a lot of people used to come out there for work, people that travel for work. And they would see me with my kids. They knew we had been there forever. They would knock on our door and come with bags of food. And I'm looking like, ugh, what the hell is that? They took it out their freezer because they didn't want to throw it away. But they figured we must need it because we're living in a hotel. But the Most High, we was getting plump. We was getting good and plump in that motel, because I told you when that $10,000 kicked in, I was still getting stamps every month, even after that. And so I was in a position where I was asking folks, did they need some food? You'd be surprised at how people will look at your situation and think that you ain't covered. They'll have all types of things to say, making assumptions about who you are and what you're doing. I literally had somebody call the police and tell them that I was prostituting with my children in the room. And I don't know who that was, but I know it was a hater. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was a doggone karmic family member, because they didn't understand. By that time, I had completely shut everybody out. I said, I don't want to talk to none of you. Because when I turned to them and said, can I come stay with you? Can I bring my babies to stay with you? I had one family member look at me and tell me, who are you now? What you got now? You ain't nobody now. You'll find out who's on your team and who has your back when you are at the lowest point in your life. And the Most High showed these things to me about particular people, because the Most High knew in a couple of years, I'm about to elevate you and I'm getting ready to take you places that they can't go. I'm getting ready to take you places, and because of your kind heart, I know you have the capacity to want to reach back. You have the capacity to want to help them when they get ready to be in a bind, but I'm getting ready to show you who they are and what they're not willing to do for you when you're at your lowest, so that you won't be foolish enough to share your inheritance with people that would not share and give to you. And so that was a great lesson for me. And that's why when y'all are out here and you like, I had to walk away from my mama, my daddy, my grandmama, my sister, my cousin, my best friend of 20 years. I had to walk away from my husband or my wife, my children. Sometimes you have to walk away from your own children. The Most High is just testing you to see, are you listening to me? Are you going to hold on to unhealthy situations when I'm showing you who that person is? You got to pay attention and not be afraid to let go. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm on here preaching today, and I'm supposed to be doing the doggone reading. But look, this says it's okay to be different. Don't try so hard to fit in, because you're unique. You've always been the black sheep of the family. Some of y'all don't like the term black sheep, but you've always been different. And so you can't fit in. Even if you tried, you can't. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Let me see what. The Oshuri experience. Thank you. Sending you love as well. I appreciate that. But I'm sure that many of you have similar testimonies. You know, we all have things that we've gone through where it's like you got the solid evidence. You ain't just talking out the side of your neck. The chosen seed are not just, you know, you're not just cutting folks off and going into hermit mode because you bitter. No, you going into hermit mode because you starting to see mask start coming off. When your spiritual eyes open, I'm talking about that third eye opens, masks come off. And sometimes it's downright scary what you see coming from people that you thought was close to you. But intuitively, you always knew it was some hateration coming from Auntie Betty, or a little bit of hateration coming from that karmic sister or karmic cousin. You always knew, but you accepted it because you assumed that it was normal. Everybody got a karmic auntie. Everybody got a karmic sister or cousin. So it's like, you know, this is just how she is. But when your spiritual eyes open, you see the spirit of that person. And you not just analyzing it from some pettiness. No, you analyzing it like, oh, that one right there is a Judas. Given an opportunity, they will sacrifice you. Given an opportunity, they will steal your inheritance. Many of them were sitting back, sending an evil eye or laughing and mocking you when you was at your lowest point. And so you have to be honest with yourself. Just because people are your blood does not mean that they are supposed to go with you on your journey. Always the black sheep of the family. That's what Trade says. Yes, my family hurt me. Discernment is high, and it was not before when the vampires around were serious. Energy vampires. People know who you are before you know who you are. Your family know who you are from the time that you're a little girl, or a little boy. They watch you, and you just move different. You observe differently. You know, I've always been the type of person that just like to watch. I was a people watcher, very quiet. You know, I was adopted when I was younger, and the lady that adopted me, she used to always tell me I was sneaking around. I wasn't sneaking around. I'm light on my feet. Okay? I glide in the air when I walk. That's how I walk. It is what it is. The hell you talking about I'm sneaking? I'm not sneaking. That's just me. I'm quiet. I move soft. I move how I move. But people just they don't get you. They don't understand you because you're just different. But you always watch people. You always had a lot of wisdom. You've always been an old soul. Most chosen seeds are. And it's intimidating for some people because they don't understand why you're so comfortable in your own energy. You know, as a child, you probably didn't really give two damns about playing with a whole bunch of kids. I didn't. I was more like, I was in my room playing the violin. I used to turn on the radio station and I would find the instrumental station. And I knew how to play the violin pretty well, and I would just play along with the instrumentals. I was the one that was reading the dictionary when I was a child. I used to get dropped off at the library every Saturday. And I would be, I used to love the smell of the library for years. But I kind of lost my desire to like really stay in the books. I don't really read books now. I read energy. You see what I'm saying? But I guess you would say I was the weird one. And that's okay. Love being solo in my own company. Yeah. A lot of you all can relate to that. You've always been different. You are from Kim, the Holy Land, bright and here now. Bless you, Queen. Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's, this journey is a very interesting one. This says you're pushing yourself to exhaustion. Enjoy yourself in between all of your hard work. So some of y'all, you got to give yourself a break, give yourself time to rejuvenate and to just gather your energy again, because maybe you're doing too much, and there's a balance that needs to happen there. This says you are shedding energies that no longer match your frequency. You're getting rid of them. If it don't fit, you're not going to try to make it fit anymore. If you don't fit into a particular circle, you're not going to try to make it fit anymore. The messages, they just keep coming out. It says, don't dwell on what might be on the other side of that closed door. So once the door closes, it's time to keep moving because new doors are opening for you. New doors are opening. Okay, so don't dwell on it. Some of you might be looking back, wondering, did you make the right decision? You most definitely did. And because of that, you have new opportunities that's getting ready to open up for you. Let me see. It says learn how to honor and treat your body well. So some of you might be doing yoga or exercising more or eating healthier or getting grounded, something about just really taking care of yourself on a holistic level. And then I have uproot your life and leave all that is familiar to you. Sometimes that's how it is. You got to uproot because you get so accustomed to being in a certain environment that you get rooted there and you don't even belong there. Like you completely outside of your climate, outside of your element, but you're rooted there because that's just what you're used to. And so sometimes it can be hard because it's scary. You know, if you ever had a plant that was outgrowing the pot that it's in, you get scared to uproot that plant because you think, okay, it might die if I uproot it and put it into another one. That's for those who's not really used to doing stuff like that, right? So you fear taking it out of its element because you think that it's going to, take the life from it. And a lot of times that's how it is for us. When we get used to a particular environment or a particular way of thinking or doing or certain people, we get scared to uproot, knowing good and damn well we need to be in some more fertile soil. Because the moment that you give yourself permission to go get rooted somewhere else that's in alignment with your frequency, that's when you start to really take off with your growth. That's when life starts to happen for you. And so thank you to THD. I appreciate that. I feel you, Chhavi. Thank you for your authenticity. Yeah, I don't know how to be anything else, Thank you to John Deline Jolie for the super chat as well. I appreciate y'all out there. Do you study Thoth or Atlantis? I have looked at things. I have breezed through things, but I never found myself like fixated on diving deeper into any particular thing. The only thing I could say that I kind of veered off into was at a time where I studied the Hebrew Israelites. I did that for 2 years. I've always just been doing things on my own. And I was in a marriage where it was like, no, I'm going to do this. You over there doing your thing, but this is me. So this is what I'm going to do. So I had my head wraps. I put fringes at the end of all of my garments. Okay. I was the only nurse at work that was wearing long skirt with fringes. And I used to love that, y'all, because, a lot of the Ashkenazi Jews own the nursing homes, the nursing facilities. And when they would come through the building, every now and then they would step through. And I'd be sitting up there, I was flinging them fringes like, yeah, I'm the truth over here. This is the real one right here. What you got to say? I dare you to check me. But yeah, that's the only thing that I really studied on a deeper level. But the Most High told me it was time for me to expand, because even that particular belief system, they try to tell you that the curses is your curse, like you under that curse. To hell with that. I don't accept or receive anybody's curse. Okay. And so that those curses in Deuteronomy where they tell you, cursed shalt thou be in the city, cursed shalt thou be in the field, cursed is your son and your daughter, cursed is the fruit of your womb, cursed is your finances. I don't receive that. And so a lot of times y'all don't realize that you have accepted things that people have told you. You've accepted curses that have been placed upon you, and you got to do the spiritual work to cut that thing. And if you go back into my messages, I told you how to do that. Write those curses down in Deuteronomy. I wrote them down word for word. And I said, I destroy and release all of these curses off of myself, my ancestors, and my offspring in spirit and in flesh. And I wrote every single curse down and I burnt them. And I took it a step further and pulled the curses out of Deuteronomy and burnt those too. You don't accept or receive that. And so that was one of the major things, that just showed me like that's not the path that's for me, because ain't nobody about to be cursing me and mine. And I'm going to sit over here talking about it's my fault. Yeah, because you chose to do spell work over my lineage. I got to accept that. But they want to tell you that the Most High put those curses on you. The Most High mother and father is not interested in doing no black magic on you. Look up what a curse is. A curse is an incantation. It's spell work. Since when is the Most High interested in putting a spell on you? You got to think about it from a logical perspective. These people who wrote that book put that in that book to make you think yes. And a lot of people accepted it. Oh man, it's our fault. This is why we going through this. We got to accept the curse. This is our fault. Not true. And that's why many, they, I'm glad I never joined any group though at that time. I was independent, But this says your life is at a turning point right now. You're ready. So there's a change that's happening within you, and you're ready to accept that change. Okay, you're ready to take that path. Whatever that turning point is leading you down a particular pathway. Thank you to Brenda Wright, L, for the super chat. I appreciate that. But you're ready. Thank you to Armone Davis for the super chat. Thank you. You are ready. Your life is at a turning point right now. You're ready. Something is changing in you. And let me see. We're going to pull from a different deck here. I'm surprised that so many of y'all that's still here in the chat, because I think I've been on for about an hour and a half now. So I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me and for the love that y'all are always sending me. And I appreciate those of you who are liking and sending the hearts and sending the super chats and your messages and the good energy. Like, I love connecting with y'all. So I will be doing this more often, but I can't tell y'all when. I just do things. I'm an Aries, so I'm spontaneous and impulsive like that sometimes, Oh, thank you. Sending you love as well to Valerie. I appreciate that. Let me see. We love you and learn. Thank you. I love you too. Yes. So let's see. This says intimacy. Oh, what y'all got going on? Intimacy, sexual chemistry, reminiscing. I don't know where that came from. That's just out of the blue. Thank you to Nola. I appreciate the super chat. Love your work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Intimacy and sexual chemistry. This is going into a different type of reading, but we just gonna flow with it. Whatever comes through, I don't reject it. I accept it. Maybe some of y'all, I don't know. I don't know what's going on out there. Let's see. Oh, you wore the same hat today? Yeah, I like my little hat. I might get me some more. This says 2222. So some of y'all might be seeing 2222 or 222. It says you can do everything by yourself, but life is to be shared. Partner up with the right spirit and you'll become a force. You'll become a force. Honor commitments and people around. Don't judge. Listen. Okay, let me see, baby. So that makes sense because we started off. Hold on, I'm gonna close this door, y'all. Okay, go ahead, baby. We started off with this card that's speaking on intimacy. So something about connecting is specifically talking about the sexual chemistry of a partnership. But right behind that, I have 2222, and it's talking about you can do anything by yourself, but life is to be shared. So it's something about coming into union with someone here. Some of you are getting ready to come into union with someone. You might have been in hermit mode for a certain period of time, but the Most High is sending you a partner, someone that you're meant to share your life with. So let me see. Thank you to Jeremiah Renee. I appreciate that. It says, you're amazing, Queen. Thank you for your light. Thank you. So thank you. Who is this? Let me see. Thank you, old soul. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for your light. Thank you. Let me see here. Oh, girl, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead now. Some of y'all are getting ready to come into union with someone if you haven't already. And so your life is meant to be shared with someone. Some of you have creative ideas that you're supposed to bring into the world with your partner. It's just certain things that y'all are meant to do together. Let's see. So we have here 2121 energy levels. That day you're waiting for will come. Maintain discipline. You're getting closer to your end goal. There's no need to overextend yourself. Guard your energy and remain focused. It will pay off. It's a climb, not an elevator ride. Trust in you. So it's something about what you've been waiting for. Some of y'all have been waiting for a partnership to come into alignment, okay? No, not right now, baby. I'll do it, okay? Y'all have been waiting for a partnership to come into alignment. You have Okay, so the number 3 is showing up a few times too, because the 2121, I see that as 3-3. That's how I interpret that energy. But then I also have 3-3 on this card. So some of you are divine feminines out there, and you've been waiting for your divine masculine. Others of you are masculines who's ready to take action towards your feminine. But it says, when chances present themselves, seize them and do something out of the ordinary. Whether in your professional or personal life, you will find success by welcoming creative impulses and having faith in your own abilities. It's something about taking chances, taking risk, to put yourself out there. So whether it's putting yourself out there to approach that person or to come into union with that person, or putting yourself out there to do a new project, something creative with the number 3, because the number 3 does deal with creativity. So it could be a creative idea. Maybe you're being called to partner up with someone to bring a creative idea into fruition. Okay, so I have, okay, this is 3 cards. 70707. Some of you might be life path 7s. If you're a life path 7, please leave a 7 in the comments below, because I'm a life path 7. And it seems it's almost like a lot of life path 7s are drawn to my channel for some reason. Oh, thank you, pretty kitty, for the super chat. Love you. Thank you for answering the call. Oh my goodness, look at all these 7s that's showing up. What the heck? A lot of y'all are 7s out there. See? That's crazy. I told y'all it's a lot of life path 7s that's drawn to my channel. And I don't know if it's because I'm vibrating the frequency of that 7, because everything about me is a 7. My name number, I'm talking about my government name, is a number 7. I'm born on the 7th. When you add up all of my numbers for my birthday, it comes out to the number 7. When I was a little girl, way before I awakened, my favorite number was 7. So on my passwords, I used to always put 7777. And when I found my spiritual name, Chhavi Zaine, it added up to the number 7. And I was very specific about that and wanting my spiritual name to be in alignment with the number 7. So if you need a tech, I would be happy to discuss your situation. I've been watching you and interested in your decks, lessons, and candles, and would really appreciate a reading. Okay, Cyber, just email me. I appreciate the super chat. Email me, especially if you know how to show me in a way where it's very simple. You know, we can keep it simple. I would appreciate that. Wow, look at all these people that's life path 7s in here. That's amazing. And some of you was born on the 7th. Yeah, 7 is a very spiritual number. So this says, let go of what no longer serves you. Stop holding on to grudges, express your emotions, and aim towards compromise. Where there's a lack of understanding, it's best to just move on. The truth will set you free. So it's something about compromise with the number 7 for this particular card here. Y'all still putting the 7s up. That's crazy. I love that. So this says release. Your current circumstances are ending, so you might take advantage of better ones. If you are experiencing a significant change or conclusion, viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters may be helpful. So this is the number 9999, and we have 699 people in the chat. So that just goes to show that it's something that's coming to a close, a completion. So some of y'all might be in your personal year 9, which is different from your life path number. Personal year 9 is all about what cycle, what energy does this particular year bring for you on a personal level. Now, as a whole, we're in year 8 because it's 2024. 2 plus 2 plus 4 is 8. But on a personal energy, you can calculate that with the first part of your birthday. So for instance, I'm born April 7th. So I would say 4 plus 7 plus 2024. 4 plus 7 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4. So that's how you would calculate what your personal year number is. So you're in personal year number 9. Okay, the all is I am is in year 9. So yeah, you understand this energy. So that means the cycles are closing. So you closing doors, getting prepared for your year 1, which brings in a brand new beginning, new things, new people, new ideas, new career paths, and things of that nature. So then you have here persistence. Oh, happy day. An ample opportunity related to your life's purpose is just around the corner. Take immediate action once it pops up. Of course, a lovely partnership or an epic romance is also in the cards. Wow. So it goes right back to that partnership, but it's in alignment with your purpose. So it's something that's unfolding here, an opportunity, and you're being called to move on it the moment that it presents itself. It's all about persistence for you out there. Okay. So if you don't know what this thing is, it's going to show up, and that idea is going to hit you. It's like it's going to be undeniable, and you're going to be like, man, that's what I'm here to do. And you're being called to take action towards it. So this says, give yourself some credit for how far you've come. Y'all have come a long way. Of course you have. You got a great testimony. So I'm going to pull a few more cards before we close out, y'all. But I definitely appreciate y'all. And like I said, I'm going to be doing this more often, but I just can't say exactly when. But I don't think y'all have showed up and showed out like this on any of my lives. I don't think I've ever had this many people in the chat. So I appreciate y'all for showing up. You know, this is my new deck. I've got to testify Oracle. I'm going to pull from this deck. We'll see what comes through it. I really love the images in this deck. So we'll just see. Is there anything that you want to gather from the message here? It says you're always glowing anytime I see you. And tonight you're noticeably glowing like crazy. Oh, thank you. Which is always a blessing to see. For real, for real. Okay. Thank you, Channy. I appreciate that. So let's see. Don't take that out. Don't take it out. Okay, so this says, I wish I would have listened to my elders in my youth. I could have avoided a lot of the drama of today. So somebody is going back to their childhood. You know, maybe you had that one person in your life that really tried to instruct you and guide you, and you're kind of wishing that you would have taken a different path. Oh, thank you, Nikki. Thank you for the super chat. Gratitude, Goddess. Gratitude to you as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, Issa Reed. I appreciate you too. I recognize your name. So this says here, yeah, somebody is wishing that they would have listened to the elders of your past in some way here. Maybe for you, it might not even necessarily be someone in this lifetime, because some of y'all, you like, shoot, I ain't really got no elders that was giving out no wisdom like that. Some. Not everybody was blessed with that type of energy around them, but it could also be tapping into that ancient wisdom, you know, just coming into remembrance of those things that, you know, those awakened elders left to you to understand as you got older, and maybe you just didn't give yourself permission to really tap in, you know, with your ancestors in that way. But oh, thank you. Yeah, my locks, they growing. It's amazing how these things, they start to take off. You know, they have a life of their own, and I'm just so happy I took the journey. So I'm gonna just let them keep growing, because these are the antennas. You know, I get my messages through my locks. So sometimes when the sun is shining through the window, you know, I just kind of bathe them in the sunlight, you know, and let it pull the energy of the sun. It helps to raise my vibrations and give me messages that way. The Empath Exodus. You said it was a beautiful reading last week. Thank you. Let me see. Let's see what else. What else is coming through? So this says, I just need to get away from everyone so I can figure out what's happening to me. So some of y'all, you're feeling like, look, I got to take a journey. I got to take a walk and really just start exploring and discovering some things here. And just get away from everyone so you can figure out, what are these changes that you're going through? Where are you being guided to go? Where is this path taking you? So it looks like some of y'all are working on yourselves from that angle. Now this says sage and frankincense will clear that negative energy. So some of y'all might be saging right now. You might know that it's time to sage your house, you know, sage yourself, sage your job, okay, whatever. You got to do some saging. But that's a lot of green energy there. So it's also clearing of your heart chakras, when I'm picking up from this card too. So it feels like this energy of tapping into your ancestors, clearing your energy, taking that personal time to yourself to really go within. You also have here, I find myself writing a lot more now. Sometimes I write to you, but I never find the courage to share my thoughts with you. Somebody might be writing to you, whether it's sending text messages or writing letters, but they don't never really send them, But either way, if it's not writing to you directly, it could also be just writing things down now. Somebody is doing a lot more writing and, putting their thoughts on paper. And so eventually that might turn into like messages that you bring forward to the world, messages of wisdom. So I'll take one more from this deck. Oh, Lord. Ugh. It says, I don't even want to get involved in this mess. It's clearly a scorned ex that can't let go. Shaking my head. Somebody got a scorned ex that won't leave you alone. Okay, they won't leave you alone, or they won't leave your person alone. So some folks had to call in the popo, and they don't even want to come because they like, this person is clearly just losing their mind. But that's not for everybody, obviously. But that's what I'm seeing for y'all here. And of course, if you want to dive deeper because you want, your own personal message, feel free to jump in. At this point, I'm just going to read some comments and then we'll be closing out. What's the name of that deck? This deck is the I've Got to Testify deck. This is my newest deck. This is my newest deck. I have used it a couple of times, but not as often because I just literally just got this, Yeah, somebody is praying. See, these are my cards. I can show y'all some of the images. If you like, to see the melanated folks, to see the melanin on the cards and get that beautiful energy that says, I pray the Most High sends me the love that I deserve. I gave all I could and never received anything in return. Help me to heal. Somebody is praying for true love, knowing that the past didn't receive you well because they just didn't appreciate what you was bringing. And a lot of you, like I said earlier from the other cards, it says, I'm all about my health on a holistic level. It feels good to have my energy back. So some of y'all are working out a lot more now. You're either doing your exercises, your yoga, you're doing something out there and you got that energy back up again after a really tough season. You finally getting your mojo back and getting back out there, taking good care of yourself. Hey, Gwendolyn. Yes, I'm wearing Moldavite. This is Moldavite here. A lot of people, for whatever reason, are afraid to wear Moldavite. I started wearing this maybe about 3 years ago, around the time that I was staying in the hotel at that time. I would say I did have some experiences, but I don't know if it was because of the Moldavite. I don't know. But a lot of people are afraid of it for some reason. Okay, you're doing yoga. Yeah, so July 7th. Too much working out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I started back working out myself. I found a gym where I can actually take my children because they have like a playroom in the gym. So I go twice a week now. And it's been pretty exciting. I'm happy to be back in the gym because I used to be a gym head. Before I had children, I stayed in the gym. I lived in the gym for years. And then once I started having my babies, they came like back to back to back. I was pregnant for 5 years straight. Okay. So those days was over, but now I'm back in the gym and I'm enjoying getting my rhythm back again, Moldavite gets a bad rep. Yeah, it does, because I wear it faithfully and I mean, I'm good, How do you know my life? It's all too real, like a matrix of truth. Well, energy, when it comes to reading energy, you'll be surprised. You can read energy through anything. Like, you don't have to necessarily use cards, but cards are a tool. It's one of the tools that you can use to tap into energy. Sometimes the Most High will give you gifts that deals with like your dreams, or you might receive just like a spiritual download, a vision. But for me, I love using cards because I read based on colors, images, vibrations. What is the vibration of that particular card? That's why I got so many decks, because different decks give you different types of energies. I read based on synchronicities, what's happening around me in my home. It's so many different ways that you can tap into energy. And so it's like energy, if you know how to read it, you just know how to read it, and it's not that I'm doing anything special outside of the norm. It's just I've been doing it long enough to trust was coming to me. And so I don't question it. I don't say, well, that don't sound right. No, I just, whatever I hear, I'm going to speak it. And whoever's supposed to hear it is going to receive it. So I dreamt a baby demon. Oh, okay. My daughter was born 7/7/17. Okay. Yeah, a lot of, what do they call it? Starseed babies, very special babies are being born here at the age of Aquarius. So the children now, they just a whole different type. They'll say something to you and you'll be like, how the heck did you know that? They only 3 years old saying stuff that's just way too wise, to be coming from them. But nowadays it's like you can't be surprised at it anymore because you know what time it is. It's all about the shift now. And it's necessary for them to have that much wisdom so that they can't be hoodwinked in the next generations to come. We breaking free from allowing the powers that were to just come in and tell us anything and to put us in this trap, get us strung up in their web and keep us stuck there for generations to come. So these babies, they got to come in with wisdom. That's the only way to break this matrix down. So for those of you who are awakened and you have children, that's why it's so important for you to feed them and nurture them that wisdom in some ways, however you feel guided to do so, and breaking those generational curses. Yeah, and I do tarot classes as well for those of you who feel like you're interested in learning how to read. Um, I do tarot classes, and I don't teach you based on how they're gonna teach you. I don't know how they teach you in other places because nobody taught me. I just picked up the cards and started reading and just giving thanks that I had discernment. But I also watched tarot readings. I've watched tarot readings, and so that kind of gave me some clarity on how to interpret the cards. But the technical way of how you to interpret them, I don't read that way. I read based on what I feel. So you might have a reader who learned from a tarot school, and they might be like, what the heck? She said the Two of Swords is what? Yeah, I said the Two of Swords is that, and the message is still accurate. Yeah, that's what I said. Because I don't read it based on a technical definition, whatever. So I have the abilities I enhance myself through love and of self and nature. Yeah. When you love yourself and you connect with nature, you'll be surprised at how your spiritual gifts will become activated. Just connecting with water, like going to the lakefront, your beach, whatever you have around you, getting grounded, hugging trees, like you'll activate your gifts. Your DNA will be activated because you're getting connected to nature, understanding that nature has been here forever. So it's full of wisdom. It's getting direct energy from the sun all day, every day. And then it's getting the moonlight energy. And, it's all of the elements, earth, wind, water, and fire. And we're going to talk about that in another time. But when it comes to your altars, you should have altars in your home. And you should have altars that consist of earth, wind, water, and fire, the four elements, because that's how you create. If you want to be able to create and to manifest, you need to be tapping into all four elements because that's where all life comes from. The four elements must exist in order for life to sustain itself. And so when it comes to planting a seed in the spiritual realm, if you want to create something and cultivate something on a spiritual level, you want all four elements. Now, as far as altars, some people have altars, ancestor altars, altars to like the Orishas and things of that nature. I can't tell you about that. But I do have, my altar consists literally of earth, wind, water, and fire. And my spiritual team, they're always present. You see what I'm saying? But I don't have, it's not fancy. It's very simplistic. But the bigger picture is that all of the elements are present, and I'm calling in that type of energy to help build, to create something. If you want to create something spiritual, but you want it to manifest in the physical, you need the four elements to do that. So you want to get those altars up out there. Don't be afraid to put an altar in your home and keep it simple. I'm not telling you to go dig up ashes from Grandpa Irving that died 50 years ago and put that on your altar. I will not. I don't promote that type of stuff. But I do say work with the four elements: earth, wind, water, fire. Okay? Nature is so healing. After losing my job, I've been immersed in nature. And yes, I have an altar. I just need to add water. We're going to be talking about some things that I have coming up pretty soon. It's going to be very, very, very soon. So look for it, y'all. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Brandies. Feathers for air. That's right. Feathers, incense. What do you think about cultivating joy? Yes. I tell people when you manifest, you don't just, you would have to be foolish to only think about manifesting material things. When I first started manifesting, I was focused on manifesting wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, manifesting internal peace, happiness, freedom, generational curse breaking. These are the types of things that I was manifesting. And then I started to give myself permission to focus on the things in the 3D. Considering, because my past life energy, like my South Node is Scorpio. So for me, getting in alignment with like material things was difficult. It was hard for me to say, all right, I want to manifest some money. I struggled with that for a long time because it was like, it's too surface. It's not deep enough. You see what I'm saying? But you do want to call in the material abundance. You want to manifest wealth because that's how you're able to bring your creative ideas to the world. It's going to take some investment sometimes. I wouldn't be able to create, I got 6 decks now, but I wouldn't be able to create these decks and keep these decks coming for those of you who want to do the spiritual work if I couldn't invest in that idea. So you do want to get into that place, but manifesting joy, happiness, internal peace, that's where you want to start. Because everything else is going to flow to you naturally as a result of you manifesting those things, because you're going to manifest it internally. And so as within, so without. So your internal has to match what's in your external. So if you living in an environment that is not equivalent to peace, let's just say you in a household with family members and everybody is toxic as hell, but you in your little room manifesting peace and joy and pure bliss in life. Trust and believe things is about to shake the hell up through those manifestations where you get catapulted up out of that situation. And initially you might be like, damn, what the heck is going on? Folks is acting crazy. Your manifestation is actually working. It's just showing you, yes, come on in. It's just showing you, I'm almost done, baby. I'm almost done. I was going to ask you to check my Gmail. I'll do it in a minute, baby. It's just showing you that things are actually unfolding for you. You see what I'm saying? And so you don't want to start thinking like, well, what is that? Is this going backwards? Is life going backwards because I'm going through all of these changes and things is just shaking up? No, your manifestation is coming to pass. And sometimes it takes that tornado to blow through to clear out the pathway so that you can really get to that thing that you've been asking for. So yes, cultivating joy is very, very important. Oh, thank you, Amani. I appreciate you. I didn't even realize you was here. Thank you to the what do you call it? I forgot what they call y'all in the chat. But Armani is the yeah, that's bad. What do you call the people that helps you out during the chat? I don't know. I have never had a reading done over me, my sister, but whenever I decide to have it done, it would be you. Okay, I'll be here when you're ready. I will be here when you're ready. A moderator, thank you. Yeah, moderator. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's terrible, y'all. That's how you know I've been out the game a little bit too long. But yes, I appreciate the moderator that's here. She always comes through for me. Yes. My email, I added a different email, but that email doesn't work. I don't know what's up with that email. I've had a lot of people tell me, hey, Chhavi, I've been trying to email you, but it's saying that it's not going through and stuff like that. So just stick to the SNITA52415 at gmail.com. Sometimes I find y'all emails in my spam box. Sometimes you might just have to send it a couple of times because I might have overlooked it or it just didn't come through at all. So keep reaching out. You will get me, but I love y'all. I do. But sometimes when you send me emails that's like 3 books long, I don't have the time. I have 6 children. I have 6 children. I homeschool my children. I am doing readings. I'm cooking. I'm grocery shopping. I'm doing laundry. I got 4 girls who would need their hair combed. Okay, I got to give baths. I got to stop people from, crying and fighting. I got to clean up 50 million times a day. So I don't have a whole lot of time to read really, really long emails. And, so if you can just kind of limit it to, a little short something, if you want to ask for services or whatnot, I would appreciate that because that helps me a lot. So let me see. Oh, thank you. God's not done with you yet. I appreciate that. Yeah, my kids, they keep me active for sure. I appreciate the energy because I got a really goofy side to me that a lot of people don't get a chance to see. That's that Scorpio moon that I have. I kind of Scorpio moons, we keep a lot of secrets. It's like you ain't gonna see all of me, but I have a really goofy side where I like to kind of toss my kids around. I like to wrestle. I do a little kung fu every now and again. They keep me young and keep me on my toes. So, yeah. Where did you get your nose ring? Just from the local beauty supply store. Nothing special. All right, well, let me see. Chhavi, did you say you were adopted? I was too. A lot of chosen are taken from their blood family. Yeah, it's true. A lot of the children that's in foster care are chosen seeds, and the powers that were set it up that way because it's so much easier to corrupt a chosen seed when they're stripped from their family or when you're born into a karmic family. But when you get placed into that system, oh, they can really, try to work their magic on you to ensure that you never step into your purpose. So they'll place you with adopted mothers or adopted families that will either be cold as hell, because I was in a house, it was cold up in there, like it was icicles up in there. That's the type of energy that I was in as an adopted child, which is why I don't have a relationship with that particular person. But even in foster care, you get kind of lost in the midst of other children, and so you don't get that nurturing. And there's a lot of, even in your regular home, your biological parents, molestation, all types of stuff takes place. And before I close out, that's another thing I want to talk to y'all about real quick. That's a common theme for the chosen seed, molestation. But specifically when we're talking about the melanated community, because I can speak from, I'm a melanated woman, right? That's a common theme. I don't know that there's any family out there that does not have a perverted uncle, granddaddy, father, brother, cousin, aunt. It's a common theme. And a lot of the chosen seed end up falling victim to sexual abuse. And the reason for that is because your sacral chakra is where your creativity is formed. Your sacral chakra is located around your genitals. And if someone taints that energy by putting a particular spirit on you at a young age, the likelihood of you being able to break free from that energy and to come into remembrance of who you are and to get back into being that co-creator, to be able to cultivate things, is very slim. It's not, you overcome it though. Many of you have already overcome it. I was a victim and I've overcome it. But it's a common theme. And I was talking to a friend of mine recently, and I was, telling him, like, look, in the melanated community, we got to take a different approach to this thing. We got to start outing folks. If we don't want to have to keep on going to the popo because we don't want this government structure to last, eventually you got to start self-governing and policing yourself. It's time to start putting people out there, outing people, and outright saying, look, that uncle over there, Uncle Poo Poo, whatever his name is, Uncle Poo Poo is a pervert. When you see Uncle Poo Poo with a new woman and she got kids, you better put him on Front Street. Uncle Poo Poo is a pervert. This is what he did to my niece over there. I just want to let you know, folks got to stop being silent. And the moment that you put people out there, I'm talking about to the point where social media is your best friend now. If you got to put a picture up, this is Uncle Poo Poo. He molested me when I was a child. Okay. I want to bring my testimony forward because this is what needs to be heard. That's how you police and govern yourself, because the less that we keep these things a secret and stop being hush hush about it, the quicker people will start getting a message like, no, you don't get to harm people, and that person has to carry that with them for the next 30 years of their life until they finally break free. We got to start putting it out there, male or female. It's a lot of men that go through molestation. You'd be surprised at how many men get molested. It's not just a situation that happens for the women. And so we got to start talking openly about these things and putting people out there on Front Street. Stop keeping this stuff a secret, thinking that you're doing somebody a favor. They lied to you when they said what happens in this house stays in this house. And you know why it stays in this house? When you take on that mentality, it doesn't just stay in the house, it stays in the bloodline. So that you damn right, they literally putting that energy out there. It stays in this house because it stays in the bloodline. And so it keeps carrying on from one generation to the next. And you wonder why. It's like it's a virus that keeps spreading. It's a cancer that keeps spreading. And like I was talking with my friend, I was like, the only way you kill cancer is one of two ways. You either use something to kill it. And I don't know if we're trying to kill Uncle Poo Poo or Aunt Kitty. I don't know if we're trying to kill them. So if we ain't trying to take them out like that, then you have to, the other way to kill a cancer is to expose it. So I feel like we need to start exposing folks. Put it out there. That's a part of your testimony, and it's not meant to be suppressed or covered up where you have to carry that with you for the rest of your life. You saving somebody's life by putting that person out there. Matter of fact, you saving that person's life, because they're going to rock up on the wrong person and somebody's daddy is going to take their ass up out of here. You see what I'm saying? It's a virus that has to be broken. And the powers that were understood what they was doing when they corrupted our lineage through the curses, the spell work, the Jezebel spirit, putting certain energy out there over our bloodline so that we just have this heightened sexuality, and it's all about ejaculating. It's all about having an orgasm. Everything is sex, 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 sex. That's all you see. And so then they put you in these environments, you know, the projects, because it's all a project. It's all an experiment, just like lab rats. Let's throw them all in there. Let's do some spell work over them, put these curses over them. Let's put them in the most inhumane conditions. Let's make sure we starve them of, you know, decent jobs and a good education. And then let's see what they do. And so then you end up with these generations of just a whole lot of perversion. And now, once you get that Jezebel spirit placed on you from whoever that pervert was, you end up acting it out. Most people, once you get that, once you get sexually violated, you get that Jezebel spirit put on you. And some people act it out through addictions. There's different types of addictions. You can have a food addiction. You can end up gambling. You can end up having a sex addiction. You can end up drinking, smoking, pornography. It's all types of addictions that you end up having as a result of being violated. And what does addictions create? Guilt and shame. So now you got guilt, you got shame, you got codependencies, you got fear, you got all types of stuff that's keeping you heavy in your energy. So how can you rise up out of that? How? And you know what comes from that? You don't end up trusting any damn body, because you can't trust your uncle. You can't trust your cousin. You can't trust your aunt, your mama, your daddy. You can't even trust Big Mama in the household, because why? All of them remain silent about what happened to you. So now when you get out into the world, you don't trust nobody at all, because the people that were supposed to love you and protect you, you can't trust them, because even once you put it out there and told them what happened, some of y'all spoke about it. They might have addressed it just briefly, but you better not mention it again. We already talked about that. Why you still bringing that up? Well, fool, I haven't healed. So this is where you got to give yourself permission to speak out openly about these things. We can't keep on protecting this foolishness in our community. Call them out. Call them out. Put it out there. Don't be afraid of what your family members are going to say. To hell with that. You saving them. You saving their children. You saving their children's children. And so if the generation that's currently here don't understand what you're doing and why you putting people out there, then at least the ones that come down the line will understand. You best believe I made the message a long time ago. My father molested me. Okay? I put it out there. My biological father. And I hope your ass is watching, because you know what you did. But see, for me, I've been able to heal because I understand the importance of healing. I wouldn't be able to do what I do today unless I healed. But I put your ass out there because somebody else needs to know. That way, another child is protected, right? So we got to start openly expressing these things so that your sacral chakra can heal and you'll be able to break that generational curse. That way, the powers that were will no longer be able to control you by using and siphoning your sexual energy through your addictions that came as a result of molestation. People don't understand. It's all one big cycle. Yep, a lot of y'all have been through the same thing. Many of you had the same exact testimony. I ain't even gonna say most chosen seeds. I don't know, but a whole lot of chosen seeds have gone through it, men and women. Yep. So I had to tell y'all about that. You know, that was something I wanted to talk to y'all about directly. But that's what I got for y'all. Many of you have gone through it. So you want to do a burn. I'll tell you the burning and releasing that you want to do before we close out, because I don't want to bring something up like that and not give you a solution on how to clear your energy of it. So you'll write on paper. Like I said, these papers are really good. They burn really well. But you'll write, I destroy and release all sexual. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to give y'all a second to get a pen. Some of y'all are like, damn, I didn't even get a pen yet. Go ahead and get your pen if you feel like you want to write this declaration down so you can free yourself of that sexual trauma that you've gone through. If you're ready to write it down, can y'all just leave a 7 in the chat? That way I can know to go ahead and start, because I don't want y'all to miss this for those of you who need it. If you don't need it, then I love y'all and I appreciate y'all for coming in and for liking and subscribing and supporting me. But for those of you who want this declaration and you're ready to write it down, yeah, I see the 7s out there. I'm telling you, it's happened to too many of us. To hell with that. We will not give up our sexual and creative energy over to these beasts anymore. Okay? So I'm excited. I think this is the best part of the message right at the end, that many of you will be cutting that cord and freeing yourself of that sexual trauma so that you can gain back your power again. That's where your creative energy lies. That's where your gifts lie. That's where that passion and that spark and that fire that's within you lies. And when that gets siphoned and taken away from you, you end up stuck. You don't know what your gifts are. You don't know what you're here for. You have no passion. You self-sabotage. You start things and you don't finish them. We're gonna be free of that tonight. So let me just tell y'all what you're gonna write. I see the 7s out there. You're gonna write, I destroy and release. Some of y'all don't like the word release, so you might say I destroy and clear all sexual, physical, emotional, and spiritual cord attachments to all past sexual partners, both consensual and non-consensual. I'm lighting my sage because I can feel the fire that's coming through for those family members that's always peeking in. Y'all can kiss my ass. Both consensual and non-consensual. And the Jezebel spirit attached to those encounters in spirit and in flesh. Yes, I'll say it again. I destroy and release. This is going to be on recording as well. So when I upload this, you'll be able to fast forward to the end to get this. I destroy and release all sexual, physical, emotional, and spiritual. Sexual, physical, emotional, and spiritual cord attachments to all past sexual partners, both consensual and non-consensual. And the Jezebel spirit attached to those encounters in spirit and in flesh. So that goes on paper. You want to burn it. Give thanks to the Most High and your spiritual team for setting you free of that energy. Now, if you want to take it a little bit further to balance out the energy, I suggest you get an orange candle. And you're going to write on that orange candle. You might have to get it from Amazon, but maybe Walmart has them too. But on the glass of the candle, you'll write with your permanent marker. Get you a Sharpie and write. It's very short. You'll write, I reclaim my sexual and creative energy. I reclaim my sexual and creative energy in spirit and in flesh. I reclaim my sexual and creative energy in spirit and in flesh. So you're going to take that thing back. It was stolen from you by someone who violated you and they had no business taking that energy from you. Now you're going to take it all back, reclaiming it. Even from the ones that you had consensual sex with, because there's a lot of people that you had consensual sex with that you would not have never touched had you not been violated. Because you would have had a more sound mind and a healthier way of viewing sex. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to reclaim your sexual and creative energy. Some of y'all's sexual energy was stolen through pornography. You'd be surprised. They siphon your sexual energy through pornography. So you got to reclaim it. I reclaim my sexual and creative energy in spirit and in flesh. You want to write that down on your candle and let that burn through. You might decide to do a whole ritual that night. Take you a salt bath, throw you some carnelian, some orange crystals up in that bath water. Give thanks that you're purifying your energy of that. Do your burning and releasing. Light your candle. Do all of it on the same night. Play you some sacral chakra frequencies in the background while you're doing it. Set yourself free. Because what's going to happen is, once that energy is cleared from you, your gifts are going to start to awaken. If you feel like things have been stunted and it's like, dang, why can't I manifest? I've been trying to call on this and that for the longest, but nothing is moving. It's because you didn't do that ritual to break that cord from that Jezebel spirit that's been feeding the beast of Babylon, your sexual energy, because it got connected to that beast through the pervert that violated you. And you never cut the cord. So it's been draining all of your creativity, giving it to Babylon so that they can create with your gifts. But it's time to take it back. So this is where your power comes from. So I'm glad that we got to that part of the message. Like I said, I feel like that's the most important part of everything that was said today. So I hope that y'all receive something from this. And if you want a personal reading or any of my services, feel free to email me, snita52415@gmail.com. So I'm going to go ahead and leave y'all. I love you all, and I thank you all for your support. Thank you for hitting those like buttons so that they can put the message out there so that other people that didn't join in on the live, they'll be able to tap in and do the declaration with us. Because the more of us that join to do these declarations, I'm telling you, the powers that were do not stand a chance when the chosen come together to take your power back in the spiritual realm. This thing is getting ready. It's going to shake some shit up because the beast is already on its last leg. But when you pull that sexual energy away, it has nothing. That's why they keep pushing sexual things out to the world. That's why they keep pushing that energy, because that's what feeds the beast. Okay? So that's what I got for y'all. I love you. I'm going to go ahead and leave now. Y'all have a good night, okay?